Hey, this is Walter Jones.
This is Austin St. John.
And you're listening to Ranger Danger.
Go, go, Ranger Danger! Go, go, Ranger Danger! Go, go, Ranger Danger! Matt and Michael's Ranger Danger!
Hey there, you there, person listening to the thing. This is a podcast that we do called Mighty Morphin Ranger Danger, I think. And on it, or in it, we watch episodes of the TV series Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Matt, this is the 100th episode of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
You'd think we'd have figured out that intro by now.
We haven't got an intro.
No,
I keep saying I'll get it right one, but I never do.
Can we do it this week? Can we open 101 with something that makes sense and explains what we do?
Alright, well, I'll try.
Okay.
Try to remind me. I'm Matt.
Michael, hi
Michael's
guys.
here, and we have a returning guest. Welcome back, Brendan.
I can't believe they did this 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, you volunteered to come back to see how this all resolves.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't leave it like that with Lord Zed about to win.
No, we're going to be watching Rangers Back in Time Part 2.
I think you might do it this time.
Episode 100.
That's right, 100 episodes of Mighty Morphin.
It's not our 100th episode, but it's still episode 100.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pleased.
You should be pleased.
Can you imagine being on the crew of that show making your 100th episode? Because I don't think you would celebrate.
I think they'd have done it in about 4 weeks. Episodes.
Yeah. They certainly did churn them out.
Yep. All right. So we've got some emails. We're going to do some emails.
I love them for the Space Time stuff.
Yeah. So Matt, do you want to get that lid?
Yeah, alright, hang on. Let me bend down and grab it. Gotta lift it. Alright. Okay, God, it's still heavy.
Yeah, I got the emails out.
Maybe for like the next 100 episodes we could get a lighter receptacle for our emails.
Sure, like that urn that Rita Repulsa was in. That's
Yeah.
like small.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't have to use the whole dumpster.
I like that.
All right. Here's some emails, Matt.
Great, thank you.
So this first one is from Matt.
Yeah, that's another Matt. Oh, he's the one from Newcastle under the Great Lime in the Sky.
Yeah, that's what they call the sun in England.
Yep. He says, "Hey guys, it's Matt again from Newcastle under Lyme. Hope you're both well. First of all, I would like to address the confusion you seem to be having regarding the name of my town last time I wrote in.
No, I don't think we were confused.
No, I think we figured it out.
Yeah.
So he says, the Lyme, that's Lyme, because the British, they spell things in strange ways.
Yeah. Extra U's and Y's and
Yeah.
Ye olde.
That section of the name refers to the Forest of Lyme that covered the area with lime trees back in medieval times, smiley face. It is actually, they just misspelled lime.
I don't think they misspelled lime. I think they spelled lime differently back then.
Yeah, I guess they kind of invented
Well, they didn't update the name.
Yeah. Gotta keep up with the times.
Like
So
if I
should
need to update my address with my super account every year, then surely they can update the spelling of their
Are you expecting it to be
town.
called like Newcastle under Cyberline 3.0 100
Yeah.
years from now? Is that what you want?
That's right. With Wi-Fi and,
Can you imagine a forest of lime trees? Like, not a lemon inside, but just limes? Can you imagine the amount of gin you would have to drink to make that worthwhile?
Yes, I can.
It's similar to the amount of gin you'd have to drink to make 100 episodes of this podcast worthwhile.
Yeah. Which is why it's similar to the amount of gin that I've drunken.
Matt, please. We're recording right now. You shouldn't have come in
Oh no,
sourced.
this is actually an intervention.
Yes, surprise.
Surprise.
We're here with you. We're all worried about you.
That email all that time ago was just one very long setup to get us to this point.
Yeah. I thought there's no way we can get you to do it. We're going to have to, I guess, limes? Maybe? Let's...
It's Matt we're talking about. Let's wordplay our way into this.
I like it. Very clever. Anyway, so email continues. My question this time is in regards to the whole beef between Jason Dan Frank and Austin St. John. I've heard you mention it in passing in previous episodes and have looked into it a little bit myself, but have failed to find a single major factor that could be at the heart of the rift. Also, I constantly see both you guys appearing...
Not both us guys. Both guys.
Both guys, sorry. Both guys appearing at conventions with other previous cast members like Walter Jones, David Yost, Karen Ashley, Steve Cardenas, etc., and everyone seemed to get along great with both of those guys, so it's obvious that none of them have chosen to take a side. So what's the deal? I'd like your opinions on the whole situation, and most importantly, whether or not you think we'll ever see a reconciliation. I seriously hope, for the sake of all of us who have looked up to them as role models, that they will. Thanks again so much for your time, Matt.
Alright, so I mean, I guess, there's never been like an official documentary
Yes.
about why they're fighting. Although I'd watch that.
I mean, that's us in 15 years' time, isn't it? That's where our life path leads.
Yeah,
Making
probably.
documentaries about Power Rangers.
So yeah, I mean, look, I guess Jason David Frank was brought onto the show, to be like not a replacement, but to be an additional cast member. Yeah, that's got to have been rough for the 5 people who, I mean, they only made like 20 episodes.
Yeah.
But they'd have bonded, and then to have someone else brought on as like, hey, look at this new guy. And then for that guy to become so incredibly popular.
Well, just for Brendan's sake and for our listeners who are behind sake, Jason David Frank plays Tommy, the white Screen Ranger on the show. Austin St. John played the original Red Racer Jason. And apparently they do not get along to a pretty fierce extent.
There's not a lot of apparently about it. I think Jason David Frank has cancelled planned appearances at things when it was announced that Austin St. John would also be there.
Yeah.
And there's been some passive-aggressive
Comments about each
video
other
comments and
yeah.
stuff, yeah.
I think this is truly the Lennon-McCartney split of our time.
Isn't it?
I reckon that, hopefully one day they'll see the light.
Oh no, one of them's going to be assassinated by a crazed fan in New York City.
Are you sure that, like, one of them didn't just sleep with the other one's girlfriend? Like, that would probably do it.
That's certainly possible.
Like,
Certainly possible.
It could be a career thing, or one of them might just be a dick.
The only reason I don't think it's that is I'm sure we'd have heard if that had happened.
Yeah.
There's no way, like, whichever one's girlfriend was slept with would have not said something.
Well, one day historians will return to this moment, and historians, you're welcome to use this podcast as primary evidence of but I just, it split the fandom in two, hasn't it?
I mean, it kind of has. It certainly seemed like it had for a while.
Yeah.
These days, I think everybody's picked one side, more or less.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think it's probably not too much to it outside the fact that they're just two guys with very strong personalities.
Who were 17, 18, maybe 20. Like, they were young guys. Someone came on and instantly became, like, the cool one.
Yeah.
And then was meant to leave the show and go do something else. And they brought him back and...
Like, if you think back to when you were 16 or 17 and there's a guy that you knew, or a girl, who was just like a massive tool and you just didn't want to spend time with them. And then an event was coming up where you potentially had to spend time with them. You'd probably be like, I don't think I want to do that with my time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not that much to it.
Do they not get paid?
Oh, yeah, but they just... There's enough options for both of them that they can just avoid each other.
Yeah.
And will we ever see a reconciliation?
I think probably Jason David Frank is too stubborn.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe when this movie comes out, if they are brought together on the, like, premiere or something like that. I mean, they could just put it aside and, at least for, like, a day.
I feel like if it was going to ever happen when Twee Trang died,
yeah,
that's when you bury the hatchet, Yeah. But that didn't happen, so... Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We may never know.
Well, no, I mean, we'll definitely know. Oh. Like, eventually one of them will die, and we'll know if it happened or not.
Yeah, that's true.
We will definitely eventually know.
Yeah.
But it may not be for 50 years.
Yay.
Until then, we've just got to wait and hope. I'm sorry, I'm trying.
Alright, so our next email is from Kenny.
Yes, I like Kenny. Hey, Kenny. Kenny says, hey, guys.
Kenny didn't start his email with, hey, Kenny.
No, that was me.
weird.
That was me. Let's clear that up. Hey, guys. There's been a few episodes where you've mentioned how cool it would be if there had been a Power Ranger that was the son of a previous Power Ranger somewhere in the timeline.
Have.
In the Power Rangers SBD, Sky, the Blue Ranger, is actually the son of a former Time Force Red Ranger. What? Really?
So there's a picture. So he's not the son of one of the characters from Time Force.
Yeah.
But in Time Force, the Time Force Rangers are like a broader organisation.
Ah, I see.
So he is ostensibly the son of a person who was on one of those teams.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to that when we get to it in like 10 years.
Time Force isn't that far away. It's only like 6 years away.
In an episode called Reflections Part 2, Sky gets to fight the monster that killed his father by switching morphers with Jack, Red Ranger, and donning the colour that his father once wore. That's
I'm already
awesome.
tearing up. That's
really cool.
yeah. It's a shame that is so far away.
Yeah. Thought you guys would enjoy the Morphin training and Legacy Ranger aspect. Here's a link to the scene if you want to check it out. Oh, I'm going to try and not watch it.
Yeah, no, let's watch it in 2019.
Yeah, when we get to it.
There's so much of this show.
Yes. That's really interesting. I really appreciate that, Kenny.
Yeah, thanks for that, Ken.
That's what I always say about Kenny. He follows through with the good stuff.
Thanks,
You've
Kenny.
never said that about Kenny.
I am now.
Okay, okay. That's everybody.
From today.
Yep, Kenny. He follows through with the good stuff. That's what.
It doesn't even quite make sense.
Not
but
really.
I'm sticking with it.
All right. One other thing.
I love other things.
We're very rapidly coming up on the Ranger Danger 2-year anniversary.
Yes.
We've got like 4 weeks left. It's a month away. Which is very exciting for both of us.
Woo.
I kind of didn't think we'd make it past 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And we've hit 2 years. So what we've done is we've opened up another survey.
Yes.
You may remember we did a survey 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've grown quite a bit since then. We've done a lot more stuff.
We've also, the podcast has gotten bigger. Like, that's true as well.
Yeah. Yeah. We've physically grown.
Yeah.
Like, not to giant monster size, but...
I mean, I have, but then I got better.
Oh, okay. With just several centimeters for me. Yeah. But also, more people listening to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We've done more stuff. We've had more people on. We thought it was just time to, ping you guys and see what you were thinking and...
What them?
Ping them.
Oh.
That's a computer term.
I thought you said pin them. I was like, it's very aggressive.
No, we're going to
It's a
ping
voluntary survey.
them. Like going, bing!
Okay.
Like in a submarine.
Yeah.
So, we've got a survey.
Yeah.
It's not 3 questions, but it shouldn't take you more than 5-10 minutes.
No.
It's at rangerdangerpodcast.com/survey.
Yep.
We'll redirect you to that. If you do it and fill out all of your details, there's a cool thing that we've got that we're going to sell later in the year. And,
I don't know what this is.
I mean, you do know what it is.
Oh. Do I?
Yes.
Okay.
We've got a cool thing that we're going to sell later in the year, some of these. And if you finish the survey, put your name and email address in at the end, we'll send one to someone who we draw out at random who does the survey.
Yeah. Plus,
So-
I'll give you a mug as well. That'll be my contribution.
Will we?
Yeah, I will. I'm going to buy them a mug.
Okay. Matt will buy you a mug.
So you get 2 things. Only if you do the survey, though. And you win. Not everyone gets a mug.
Do survey. Get mugged.
That's it. That's our tagline for the survey.
Okay, you get a mug and a cool thing.
Do survey, get mugged. I love the simplicity of it. It's clean.
I don't like get mugged. It's not clear enough.
Yeah, you might leave that with the impression that you're going to get robbed.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get robbed. You're just going to get glassed. Sorry, not glassed. Like
It's ceramic.
it's ceramic.
Yep.
Yeah, so rangerdangerpodcast.com/survey.
Yeah.
If there's any part of the show that you don't like or that you'd like us to do more of or anything like that, this is absolutely your chance to tell us.
Yeah, we want to be doing the show that you want to hear, basically. So this
I
is-
don't.
No, you don't, because you're a villain. You're a podcast villain.
So, the survey will be open for, I think, probably a month. We'll probably leave it open until our 2-year anniversary.
Yep.
So, get in on that.
Do survey, get mugged.
It's become a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing now.
Yeah, that's the problem.
The problem with a guest star is that, like, me and Matt, we outnumber you.
That's true.
We-
Sorry, Michael.
I'll deal with it. So, anyway...
Yeah, visit rangerdangerpodcast.com/survey, do the survey, and potentially win cool things, but definitely have an effect on the show where it goes next.
Yeah.
It's like a choose your own adventure novel, but with a
Choose
podcast.
our own adventure.
Yeah.
Choose someone else's own adventure.
Yep.
All right. We're going to go watch episode 100, Rangers Back in Time Part 2.
It's a sad one to end on. Well, not end on, but like finish our first 100 on,
Yeah, well,
What are you going to do?
yeah.
Alright, let's go do that. We will see you guys in a moment.
Bye, guys.
Alright, so we just watched Rangers Back in Time Part 2. Before we get started on that, though, I just want to bring up something I noticed when we were looking at Netflix.
Yeah.
When we were watching it. The episode description for Rangers Back in Time Part 1 mentions Master Vile.
Yep.
And the Orb of Time.
Yeah.
I
Orb
believe.
of Doom. Orb of Doom.
Yeah, Orb of Doom is it? Okay, Orb of Doom. Neither of which are in this episode.
No.
Were in like the last episode. So it looks like even the people at Netflix got confused about the difference between this time the Power Rangers get turned into kids and the next time the Power Rangers get turned
I
into kids.
assume that stuff comes from Saban in a spreadsheet of some kind.
So maybe Saban got confused about.
It's not impossible.
No, definitely not.
They've got 15 years of like.
Yeah.
Do you think the guy who writes the episode briefs is going to sit through 15 years of
Yeah,
it?
the intern. That so part 2.
Okay. I didn't hate this.
No, I didn't hate it. It was a weird one.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
Sorry.
I just felt like there's not really much point in bringing in part 1 of a 2-parter called Back in Time. Oh no, they're all kids now. And then 5 minutes into part 2, they were like, okay, no, they're back.
Problem solved.
Yeah. But,
So-
yeah, you know, as far as 2-parters go, this was probably the least infuriating second part we've ever had.
Quite possibly. It's felt weirdly like a season finale in a few ways, which was strange because it's not by a not inconsiderable margin.
Although I guess it is like the last episode before a pretty big shake-up next week.
That's true.
So it's episode 100.
Yeah.
So it's fairly monumental.
Yeah.
And
Well, in that case, it's a big letdown.
I think... No, please don't.
I think that, like, as the outsider, and I'm sure that all of the other outsiders you bring in to do this podcast say the same thing, but, like, there's an XKCD comic about the fact that if you trap someone in a room with 17 frames of someone eating a slice of cheese, then they will become a connoisseur about which frames they appreciate more than other frames.
Yeah.
And I think that describes the two of you and
That's
this show
definitely true.
utterly.
Yeah.
Because to me it was, this is the Power Rangers. The Power Rangers are Power Ranging. And you guys are like, wow, it was good. It was in terms of 2 parts. So I thought it was the Power Rangers.
Well, that's you're not wrong.
No.
I think having done this for 100 episodes, we need to be a little more.
I think here's the thing. We've had a lot of part 1s that promised a lot.
Yeah.
And ended incredibly disappointingly.
Yeah.
What we had here was a part 1 that was like, hey, you know, they'll probably fix it. And they did fix it. And then some other stuff happened that I wasn't expecting, and it was...
It was surprising, at least,
Yeah.
which is better than we sometimes get.
So let's take it from the top.
Yeah.
Zordon starts by just dropping the exposition.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Alpha is the molecular descrambler fixed. We need to fix time before stuff goes wrong. Power Rangers are trapped in a photo. All the stuff that we missed last week.
Time is out of joint, and I was born to set it right.
Yep.
That's a Hamlet quote, isn't it?
Yes, and it was also said about Alpha 5, I guess.
Yeah.
So we see the picture, and it's much larger than I'd imagine. It's not like...
It's like a poster.
Yeah, it's not like 3x5. It's like A4. And so it blows away into Bulk and Skull.
Yeah.
And Bulk and Skull grab it and run away with it.
See, it's at this point, I'm not surprised. I think I should be more surprised that, you know, the main bad guy is defeated by a slight breeze, but that's what happens.
No, that's how this show works.
Pretty much.
So Bulk and Skull run down. Lord Zed's pretty pissed that he doesn't have that photo.
Yeah, fair cop.
Because, as he says, his plan is just take that photo, lock it away somewhere forever, and that way there can never be Power Rangers.
And really, he means he's just going to burn it. He's
Why
gonna
would
get
you
out
lock
his-
it away? Like you have their souls captured like Eskimo, you know, images on a piece of paper. Just chop it up. You've got them. They're done.
Get out your big lighter. Light up. Roll into a joint.
Let me let me put forward an idea here. Why do they need to go back in time if their plan was to take a photo of them?
Yes.
Yeah, valid question.
So yeah, they went back in time and they were Power Rangers, and then while they were back in time, they were frozen in a photograph.
I guess it made them defenseless.
I mean, I don't know.
Like it's a good idea. No. I will give the Power Ranger villains credit of like combining tactics. So like one tactic won't work, so you use two at the once. But yeah, their tactic. like you could have, saved.
I certainly think that all of their plans from now on should start with let's turn them into kids.
Yeah.
Because that's just an incredibly useful thing to be able to do.
Although, as we'll find out, they can't because the Rock of Time is no more.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I like the idea that Lord Zed is like the really shitty version of that villain from Mission Impossible and just has a lot of redundancy plans. So he just like does 3 plans at once in the hope that at least one of them will stick.
They never do.
They never do.
So Goldar goes down to capture Bulk and Skull.
Yeah.
He does just teleport directly into where they're running.
Yeah.
And then just kind of subtly menaces them.
Kind of chats them up for a bit.
How you guys doing? Like, what was the line that he uses?
Skull says, "Mummy," and Goldar says, "That's a name I've never been called before."
Which has weird subtext, right?
It's just... I don't know. It's just weird. So
There was the great line. I'm guessing you're not a good guy, are you? No, I'm a bad guy.
That's basically it.
It's a pretty good Goldar.
I don't know why they don't use that line in every episode. It's like, oh, my name is Goldar. I'm a bad guy.
It's a good Goldar.
They basically do. Like,
Yeah, Goldar's about that subtle all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, he's just standing there kind of...
Having a polite conversation with his sword around.
He hasn't even really demanded the photo.
Not really.
So back on the moon,
Yeah.
Squat or possibly Babu says maybe the most amazing sentence we've heard on this show in 100 episodes. If he gets the whole universe,
Yeah.
maybe we could get some cookies.
I love it.
Or even a box of donuts.
It's pretty good.
They
I
can
appreciate
teleport. They could just go and get some donuts.
We've seen Squat like Splinter Cell into people's houses and steal shit. You could get some donuts. Maybe Lord Zed is such a tight ass he doesn't let them leave for donuts.
I do like the idea that the writers are like, fuck it.
Yeah, that's been obvious for about 99 episodes.
Yeah, listen to them having fun with
Yeah.
their lack of
Yeah.
intention.
So Goldar goes to grab the photograph.
Yeah.
Alpha teleports in behind Bulk and Skull, just shoots through them with his laser stun gun, freezes Goldar.
Goldar says something about like, oh, it's Zordon's, Tin Man or whatever. When the fuck have those two ever met?
I assume that they're just aware of each other.
Fair enough.
Small circles in terms
maybe
of...
that's like pre 10,000 years,
Oh, I see. They encounter each other.
They've known each other a long time. They just don't see each other that often.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Alpha just, bam, shoots Goldar, freezes Goldar, spins on the spot,
Yeah.
shoots Photomare.
Yeah. Could they not just send Alpha to take care of all the monsters from now on?
I mean, he did... look, if they've got a monster freeze gun...
Yeah.
That's... Yeah, okay, get out the power blaster, job done.
Mind you, I do have to... when what's the name of the robot? Alpha. When Alpha spins around, it's like, and take some of this, sister.
That's a very good Alpha.
Thank
you
you.
can do voices, Brendan.
I know. That was... So...
We can't do voices.
But, like... What, Photo Man? Is it Photo Man?
Photomare. Like
Mare.
a nightmare, but with photos.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering, because the voice is definitely deep and dark, and yet, like, Alpha calls it sister. And I think that that's another example of why...
Yeah, this show is progressive.
It's a progressive show.
Is
like,
it progressive?
How often...
Or he's Alpha sexist. And is he calling Photomare a lady as a derogatory, like a put down?
Is Alpha male or female?
Well, that's a great debate. Alpha is a robot, so, like, neither.
Sure.
But, like, any like... What's the word? Representation for genderqueer, geisha, Polaroid camera monsters in
Yeah,
in
it's
children's
rare.
show.
It's rare to see. We just don't see enough of it.
No.
I think so.
Yeah. All 7 of them are just hanging out for...
Good on you, Power Rangers.
Yeah. So Bulk and Skull run away.
Yeah.
Including running away from Alpha.
Yeah.
Which is who needs to get the photograph. They run to school where they run into Mr. Kaplan, who's also wearing a young person's hair piece.
Yeah.
So they tell him that there's a gold baboon and a camera monster chasing them.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, it's the past. So that's a ridiculous sentence.
It's not the past, though. There's no point us getting into this again, but that they're at the high school.
Yes.
Mr. Kaplan, the principal of the high school, recognizes them.
Yeah.
Does he not know that he's principal of a high school?
Maybe he was principal of the primary school first.
That's so dumb. Oh. Okay, whatever.
But maybe it's just that Mr. Kaplan is not a very flappable guy because Alpha teleports in.
Yeah.
Like says,
Walks past,
wrong
wrong
corridor.
corridor.
Teleports out. Kaplan turns around and goes, he's not there. Just walks on. It's not even strange.
I'm not shocked. It wasn't a shocked double take. It was like, oh yeah, I guess that happened.
Yeah. So maybe he's just unflappable.
Maybe. Or
Which
insane.
would be bizarre because he's been flapped every other time he's been on screen.
Yeah, frequently to the point where his hair is flapped off.
Yeah. So it would be weird for him to, in the past, have been an entirely chill dude.
Yeah.
The kid playing Skull looks a lot like Skull.
Yeah.
I think that they did well with all of their lookalikes.
Yeah. Good work. So Alpha teleports in. Mr. Kaplan's giving Bulk and Skull detention.
Yeah.
Alpha teleports into detention and tells them, when I count to 3, you will fall asleep.
Yeah.
Then just zaps them with a sleep ray.
He doesn't count.
No. And then he says, works every time.
Yeah. How many young children are you putting to sleep out of time?
There's a thing that we may watch for Christmas called Alpha's Magical Christmas.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Which
no.
is a Rangers Christmas special.
But Michael, I love Christmas.
Where Alpha... I might as well spoil it. Alpha brings kids to the command center to sing Christmas carols.
Oh, that sounds nice.
But I got to imagine that's set before this.
Yeah, that's a reference.
Alpha's like kidnapped 300 children.
I do have to note that in my notes here, I have the word competence written down, and it's been like 20 minutes since I've watched the episode, and I think that maybe just competence was noteworthy at this point.
Yeah, definitely. He achieved something.
He worked toward the goals he had set for himself, and I think that's rare.
I should mention, before they get put to sleep, Bulk and Skull are drawing moustaches on the photo.
Yes.
So now Alpha restores them.
Yeah.
And they've got like drawn on moustaches.
I
on
thought that was an excellent
That was
moment.
a
It's
clever
a
gag.
pretty good joke.
Yeah.
It's about as good as this show's gotten.
Yeah.
So
It's a surprisingly good gag for this show.
yeah. So look, he restores them.
Yep.
Then he restores them to adulthood or young adulthood pretty quickly.
Yep. And this scene is set in the same
Same
as the
room.
first. Yeah. So he clearly just did that in an hour and then they were done.
Yeah, this was a short one for those guys.
Yeah.
Um.
They immediately morph, is that right?
Yeah, they immediately
Yeah.
morph. Photo Mayor has begun capturing innocent people in the park.
Yeah.
So he's just taking photos of everybody.
Yeah.
Because why not? Like you've
Yeah.
got you put on this earth to achieve one purpose, and why not just achieve a completely different purpose? You're a bad guy.
I mean, so they go in. Photo Mayor asks them to pose for a photo.
Mm-hmm.
They say, "We're not here to pose," as they do their fighting poses.
Yeah.
It's a bad line delivery that no one really thought through.
No.
I just like this scene. I loved because again, not used to the Power Rangers. The fact that they all like no one just says a line. I think that the deaf could probably get a good way through this show. I think that the way that they use their arms, legs, torsos, like they kind of boogie along to whatever words they're trying to say at any one moment.
Yeah, I mean, because they don't have visible mouths or visible faces at all, they kind of have to make it pantomime-y in how, like, obvious they are who's talking.
There's a lot of gesticulation.
Yeah.
Pantomime, sextomime, septomime, octomime, like they go all out. It was
All right. So, Photo Mayor grows.
Yep.
Giant.
Yep.
Why?
Just because.
why though?
So you got hit with a CGI grenade.
I have to be huge now.
Tommy tells Rocky to call his Zord.
Yeah, it's a weird moment where he's like, okay, you go fight him by yourself for reasons.
Yeah.
Because that's the footage that we've got for the Japanese show, so...
So, Giant Photo Mayor's like the top of her? I think referred to as a she.
You forgot there was a fight with like the grey mooks.
That's happening like intercut with this one.
That's right. Yeah.
So, head flips up like a scanner.
Yeah.
And out falls
an already existing photo of the Red Dragon Thunderzord in Warrior mode.
Yeah.
And creates a copy of the Red Dragon Thunderzord.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's different.
So they say attack him while he's still confused.
Yeah.
I don't know why Rocky would be confused.
No, it's like, I got what was going on. He would get what was going on.
Like, surprised, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, you go, oh, that's unexpected. But I don't think he's going to go, which one am I? Anyway. So, the other Rangers summons their Zords.
Yeah.
And while that's
Except for
going
Tommy.
on... Yeah, so while they're summoning their Zords, Tommy's fighting the putties.
Yeah.
I actually really liked that as, like, a technique.
Yeah, intercutting the different Zord calls with the fight.
But the putty fight I had so many problems with.
Yeah, it's not a great one.
I can't remember what was going on.
No. I have every problem with putties. I have every problem with them. Problem 1, they have a big circle on their chest. It's about, the size of a tea plate, like a tea saucer, right? On their chest, and if you poke it, they die.
Yeah.
And yet they have these big long fight scenes where no one touches the dot.
Well, you got to remember that Tommy is a showboater. Like, he could finish it in 5 seconds, but then he wouldn't get a chance to show off.
Yeah, I mean, 2 episodes ago, he finished off 4 monsters
By himself.
in under a minute.
Yeah.
But, he's showing off now.
Also, here's another problem I had, that the scenes where they collect their Zords, you've got all of the different animals, and then they get zapped and they turn into different robots. Why do they have one type of robot that turns into another type of robot?
Well, the first type of robot were their original dinosaur robots, and then those got destroyed.
Yeah.
And then, allegedly, they were remade into the new ones. But
they showed the old ones.
No, look, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what it is that I've seen. It's just so they could keep selling toys of the old ones as well. That's all there is to it.
Oh.
Basically, yeah.
So look, Tommy fights Goldar.
Yeah.
With Photomare fighting the Thunder Megazord.
Just before that, though, when Rocky is fighting Photomare by himself,
Yeah.
there's a shot of him in the cockpit.
Yeah.
And he's operating the controls, and you can see Kimberly's elbow in
Yeah.
the shot. It's so cheap. They could have just cropped it a little bit more just to maintain the illusion.
Don't care. No point. What's the point?
Okay.
So I bet Photomare wishes she'd waited 30 seconds to do that, because then she could have gotten the full one instead of just the half a one.
Yeah.
Are we going with she?
Yeah, the character is referred to as female. It has a deep voice, but that's no indication of gender.
Yeah.
This is a progressive podcast
That's right.
No, I know.
when it
Like,
comes
you
to
should-
the genders of
You
space
should probably
monsters.
just ask before you make those
Yeah,
assumptions.
well, I can't because the Power Rangers destroyed her.
Okay.
They're less progressive.
Oh no! Look, they destroy male monsters, female monsters, whatever you've got. So I actually thought this was clever. This Megazord versus Red Dragon Zord fight.
Yeah.
Those are obviously 2 separate suits.
Yeah.
And by making it so that it gets copied and then becomes the regular Megazord,
Yeah.
you don't need a second one of either suit.
Yeah.
But they actually they fight.
Yeah.
They punch each other and they do stuff.
That's kind of cool.
It's cool. In the meantime, Tommy's fighting Goldar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wales I did with the sword a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
See,
yells-
the reason why I keep making that noise is because this scene, and I'm sorry, I've said this about 3 times, this scene shit me to tears because it's like they've got a Casio keyboard with only one, and one of the keys was him going, yeah, and every time he did anything, they just pressed that key.
Here's
and there
the
was
deal, though.
the one noise. They didn't make multiple copies of that
I
one
actually
noise.
think that's just him making that noise again and again.
Oh, yeah. They didn't loop that. He does that every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just him.
Yeah, he's just that.
Like, if with your Casio keyboard metaphor,
Yeah.
he's the one playing Casio keyboard, and the keyboard is his acting range. And there's only one key, and it goes here.
Oh no, there's one where he goes, see, here!
Yeah, that's true.
He's got a second note that he can
He
hit
tap
to
twice.
toggle it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but that's like C5. Like you, it's very high above the normal range. You don't break it out for every.
Oh, you
every
don't
note.
start there. You got to work up to it.
Oh yeah.
So, look, that's basically it. They destroy the Megazord and Tommy
fights Goldar enough that Goldar decides to run away.
Yeah.
And normally that would be it.
Yeah, to me, I was like, that seemed kind of short, but I guess that's the end of the episode now?
No, it's not.
No.
So Zordon says something is wrong. The Rock of Time's reversing effect.
Yeah.
It's begun to destabilize the planet's foundation.
Which, fair enough.
Well,
Like,
yeah, you know, in 1980, all of the Earth was falling apart.
Yeah.
because they rotated the planet backwards, but then when it came to fixing the whole dilemma, it's like, I'll just zap you guys, you good. Like, if you don't rotate the planet back forward again, then like they're just adults back in 19 whatever, rather than adults in their own time zone.
Yeah, I don't know how the science works.
Maybe. It doesn't work, Matt.
But
it doesn't work.
but
if you don't know why it doesn't work, you missed last week's episode.
But if he only zapped the Power Rangers, why did everyone else re-age?
No, it doesn't. Just don't. Stop trying. They weren't trying. It's just...
What I'm saying is, the Rock of Time needed to be destroyed. Because
I mean,
think
clearly it did.
the universe noticed. I think the universe is as picky as I am in this situation.
So, the Rock of Time is guarded by Lord Zed's most powerful monsters from the past.
It's not, though.
No. So, they say Alpha's going to teleport them there.
Yeah.
So, two problems.
Yeah.
One, I'm pretty sure they're jetting.
That they start jetting, but they end in teleporting.
Yeah.
There's a shot of the jetting, which is what they call like flying through the sky like Superman. But then there's a teleportation effect when they arrive. So they clearly did not make their mind up in post-production where they wanted to go with that.
But if they're teleporting,
Yeah.
they then have to climb a hill.
Yeah.
Why not teleport them to the top of the hill?
Also a good question.
Because they paid so much money to rent that hill.
So Goldar's at the top of the hill.
Yeah.
And he says...
Goldar knows how to teleport.
He says, I'm the greatest warrior of all. And just as everybody is going, yeah, pull the other one, Goldar,
Yeah.
even Lord Zed goes, did he actually just say that? Like, Jesus Christ, Goldar.
Like, I'm glad that Lord Zed calls Goldar out on his
Yeah.
shit.
So it's the Invencible Fly Trap.
Yeah, so Lord Zed calls some previous monsters.
Yeah, Invencible Fly Trap.
Which I love the name of.
Oysterizer.
Yeah.
I've
And
got it.
Dramole.
Yeah.
Disappointingly, unlike 2 weeks ago, he doesn't call them Flytrap Monster,
Yeah.
Oyster Monster, and Mole Monster.
No, I do appreciate that they actually got the names right this time. That's nice.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the names.
Yeah.
Like, Oysterizer is objectively quite good. All
It's
that he needs to do
pretty
is,
clever.
like, you know... Oh, I suppose "let me make you moist" is probably not a phrase you want
No.
to use in a children's show.
No, no, it's not. So they're fighting those monsters and Goldar and struggling a bit.
Yeah.
And they decide they need some more firepower. They pull out the power weapons.
Yeah, I haven't seen those in
the
a
power
while.
weapons in ages. This is the last time we see them.
Oh.
And it's the first time they've ever been in original American footage.
Yeah, they got them for this
Yeah, I know,
one
it seems
thing.
weird, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially because they're going to have these suits for another 52 episodes.
Yeah. Who knows?
It's not quite the last time we see them. Adam uses the axe a couple of other times in the future.
Right.
But it's the last time we see most of them.
Oh, yeah, because Adam uses the axe in like 15 years from
Yes.
now. Yeah.
That axe has staying power, but the rest of them not so much.
Yep.
So they beat the monsters with those.
Yeah, the monsters go down like wimps.
Yeah.
What one in particular, like Billy hits, I think it's Dramole in the ankle with his staff, and
And
then
it trips over and then just disappears.
disappears.
Well, like, the pink archer lady, Kimberly?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, nice work, nerd.
She says, "I'm going to take you out for good," or a line to that effect,
Yeah.
and shoots an arrow, and then misses entirely, and then the arrow explodes.
No, you couldn't. That's intentional. You couldn't show an arrow hitting someone because that would be dangerous. But you can show an arrow hitting the ground and then exploding.
Is that why no two actors in this show ever make contact?
Absolutely.
All right.
Because people like Matt punch their grandmothers.
Great grandmothers.
Oh boy! So
You don't want to fight someone with a chance to fight back.
Yeah.
Like
So-
your grandma.
they call the power cannon,
Yes.
not the power blaster.
Surprised we see this one again, to be honest.
Yeah, so the power cannon is the one that they like hold on their shoulders like a coffin.
Yeah.
And like load orbs into.
Once again,
Which
only
is,
four
which
orbs.
is difficult to do when you're holding it on your shoulder to
Yeah.
load orbs in.
I assume everyone takes turns, you know, like 5 of them can hold it while someone grabs the orbs. So they destroy the Rock of Time.
Yeah.
And that will
Punk rock tried to. Anyway.
they put Earth back into the present.
I guess. Yeah.
Although, was Earth in the past?
Don't do it.
No,
Michael.
that's fine.
We're done with that.
No, we're not, because the next scene raises even more questions. So, back in the classroom...
My favourite line of the episode.
Read it out.
I'm so glad everyone's back to normal, including the people in the photographs. And that's like a bunch of innocent people were photographed by Photo Mayor, and just left there. And I'm so glad that something happened off screen to bring them back to life somehow. Maybe like Alpha spent half an afternoon going, "Oh my," and like individually zapping all of them.
He probably did. So Bolt and Skull wake up from the sleep ray, and Kaplan comes in to see if they're finished with their essays. So it wasn't in the past, which we knew because they got
I told you, Michael. You can't do it.
No, you can't, because it's not a sense thing.
No.
It's just made up. They didn't even decide on a rule and then break it.
No.
They just had 7 different rules.
You can't figure out where it went wrong because there's no like frame of reference for
No.
where it went right.
It was
You never knew what they were trying to achieve, so you can't criticize them for not reaching it because they never state what they're trying to do.
Because then I think
The
Kimberly or
last line of the
Aisha
episode.
says, I guess you could say Bulk and Skull have been in detention since the 2nd grade.
And then the other, someone else says, ha ha ha, literally, and that was the da 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 da. Like, that was what they ended the episode on. Like,
And not literally, because you changed that.
it's like, they have been here for 13 years.
Oh, I hate it. There's nothing I love more than a well-written time travel.
Yeah.
And there is nothing that makes me angrier than what the fuck this was.
But like in a weird way, it's almost not fair to call it a time travel episode.
No, because parts of it were allegedly time travel.
Yeah, but really weren't. They were just transformed into children. No time travel, really.
Except the part with the Earth reversing and going back in time.
Like it didn't though.
Superman was a good movie, alright? Superman was a brilliant movie.
I would erase Superman if it fixed this episode.
Hey, come on. Don't take Christopher Reeve away from the world.
You could still have Supermans 2 through 4. The Quest for Peace.
No,
Just take a photograph of, oh my god, guys. You remember what happens with the Kryptonians in, I think, Superman 2?
Yeah, they get put into a
photograph.
Yeah,
it's the same movie.
I'm pretty sure someone just watched Superman.
And it's like, alright,
this episode.
all right, people go in a photograph,
That
that's
would
how you
explain
trap
why
them.
Jennings there as well.
Because Superman flies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. We know what you did.
We've cracked the case.
Yep. Alright.
Here I was thinking that they had read their Sontag and that they had like gotten great things about photograph.
That was very ambitious
critical.
of you to assume that they'd done.
I just noticed in my notes as well, so I go back a little bit to when they destroyed the Rock of Time.
Yeah.
They blow a rock up with a cannon.
Yeah.
And then high-five each other for it. They shot a rock. That's not something you should brag about.
What's the last thing you exploded, Matt?
Was it a rock that controlled time? No, that's right.
Maybe it was, but I don't remember because I destroyed it.
No,
Yeah,
but
altered
like,
time.
I think that any explosion deserves a high five, and if that explosion also destroys the Rock of Time, then you get to high five all of your friends at once. And I think that that's legitimate,
All right.
Matt.
Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, you should be sorry. Okay.
Overstepped.
Ranger Danger creature feature.
Yeah.
Where do we put Photomare?
It wasn't bad.
No.
I wouldn't say like bottom half of the list.
Better than Samurai Fan Man, who trapped the Rangers in a gourd.
You have a subset for monsters that trap rangers and things?
No, that would be most of them.
Maybe. What do you think, Michael?
yeah. Definitely better than Evil Bukala from a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Better than Pinoctopus? No, he turned people into cardboard cutouts. That was better.
And he used to be a clown.
Yeah.
So.
Better than Pachinko Head? Yeah.
Oh, but the Pachinko Bowl thing was pretty cool.
Oh, that's true. Okay, well look, right under Pachinko Head, we've got Cyclops.
Yep. I think
Better
about
than Cyclops.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good place.
So that puts Photomare in at number 48.
Not a bad effort for
No.
episode 100.
I can't believe we've done 100, Matt.
Yeah.
Above average. You're saying that the monster was above average.
Barely.
Yeah.
The average is pretty low.
Yeah.
The average is 50. That's the problem with the average there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's 100.
It's 100 episodes. Wow.
Yeah. So thank you,
So-
Brendan, for joining us.
I'm so glad and so ashamed.
And thank you to all of our previous guests as well. I mean, I don't want to make this a big thing because
Yeah.
we'll celebrate 2 years very soon.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Also, this isn't your 100th episode.
No.
No, but it's episode 100.
Yeah, it's a milestone.
It's a milestone. All right, so don't forget to do the survey. That's
Yes.
rangerdangerpodcast.com/survey.
Yep. Could win a mug.
Get mugged.
Yep. Do survey, get mugged.
What else was there?
It's a thing now.
Yeah, that's enough for now.
Okay, so we'll be back next week with episode 101, The Wedding,
Dalmatians.
Part 1.
Yeah, big things coming next week.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know who we'll have next week, but it'll be fun nonetheless.
be someone exciting, I promise.
Wow, okay, that's a big promise.
Well, I mean, like,
You had me this week, like...
everyone we've had on is exciting.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm excited by all of my friends.
Yeah, you are. All right.
Let's end it there. Bye, guys. We'll see you next week.